you mentioned businesses. I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, how does okay? A lot of times, so this is the shift right now we have, right? This is the way I see it. We have the shift of I see a lot of black people. We're doing way better. Trying to build generational wealth. We're starting business and stuff like that. So how does this come into play? When you want to after we're gone, we have this business. I mean, is there a separate thing for that as well to kind of get those affairs in order pertaining to the business? Can you kind of explain that? Because I know a lot of people are that this is the big talk right now. Start your LLCs, get your corporation going, get all this going, get your business going so you can set this up. And nobody's looking at the ladder like, okay, well, when you're gone and your kid is now kind of, I guess, thrust into the position to have to keep that going, or if I know it's a lot of messy stuff that goes on with that, anyways. Can you kind of break that down of how that even like how the whole process works?
Right? It always depends because every business structure is different, every family is different, every business type is different, right? I am a lawyer. My son is not a lawyer. He can't run a law firm, right? He's
Mhm.
not licensed to do so. So he can't inherit my interest. Thankfully, like my mother is my partner, she is also a lawyer. And so if something happens to my mom, I can keep running this business without a problem. But I also need to have some form of a succession plan that says what happens to my business if we are gone, and that's really in conjunction with another lawyer on a sort of a buy sell agreement. So if you've got a professional organization, you might need that, and people often leverage life insurance for that, where they'll have a policy that somebody pays for, so that if you die, there is money available to buy out your family's interest in that business without liquidating all of the capital in the business, right? So there's different ways to do it. Some people who have real estate portfolios will set up structures for their kids where they've got the management company in place and their successor trustee will sort of manage the managers on behalf of the children until the children are old enough. I mean, it really depends on the type of business, how technical it is, what can happen. But your trust can govern your business interests. And some people even have separate trusts for their businesses. So again, when I say it depends, it's because everybody's individual circumstances are unique. What they're trying to achieve, how old their children are, what type of business they're in. But if you have a business, you need to have a plan for what happens if you can't get up and go to work today. Who makes sure that the business continues to run? If you are gone and you've passed away, what happens in that instance? One of the things that we see a lot is that people in our community will say, hey, you know what? You and me, we got a good idea, right? Ollie, you and I, we got a good idea. We're going to go into business. We're going to do this thing, right? Now we're partners. We build up something. This is great. We're both working our labor in it. We're making it work. We're doing a good job. One of us dies. Now I'm gonna kill you. You die. Okay. Um, but now I am in business with your child. Maybe your child's 3, but they inherited your interest. Your child can't work in the business. What am I supposed to do? And there's no buy sell agreement that says what the valuation of the business is. And there's no key man insurance that allows me to go out and hire someone to do the work that you've done. Now our business starts to crumble and fall apart because your 3-year-old can't do what you did. They
Yeah.
can't replace you despite the fact that they've inherited your interest. So a partnership agreement with a buy sell agreement with, some leveraged life insurance is important. And again, all of this depends on the type of business and the structure. So these are examples for educational purposes, right? Another example, let's say we're in a partnership and you decide to embezzle from the business. How do I get rid of you? If we don't have an agreement that says what happens in those instances at the front end before there's a problem, then we're going to have some difficulty getting out of that business on the back end, right? And that might end our business because of something that happens because our paperwork's not in order on the front end. And one of the things that is a misconception in our community is like the paperwork will come when the money comes. And that's a really bad way to think about it. You want your paperwork in order from the beginning. Before you put another dollar into that business or another hour into that business, you want to make sure that if you're in business with other people, you have your partnership agreements in place, that you own your domain names, you own your trademarks. Like you don't want to put in anything and then turn around and someone has stolen it from you, or somebody's passed away, or something's happened, and now your entire business that you've been working on is eroded. So there's just, we could go all the way down the road of businesses, but really in that instance, I would say people need to talk to an attorney in their jurisdiction and make sure they understand what their particular situation needs, because it's different and it's going to be different for everybody.